Hello, welcome to this video. So I'm finally setting up this hammock that I got from Vietnam. My grandparents' place has hammocks everywhere and I wanted to bring one back. However, the hammock is too short for the stand, so I need a rope or something to extend it. So I just got this in the mail. It's from Brooklinen. I'm gonna do a sponsorship with them in the future, but this video isn't sponsored by them. Got a duvet insert from them, and I'm finally gonna put my duvet on my bed upstairs. So I saw this tip a long time ago, and they said to get a king size duvet insert for your queen size duvet, and it makes it really like fluffy and full. So I'm gonna try that. I hope it works out. My other duvet insert is also from Brooklinen. I've had that one for like 2 years, but right now we only have one duvet insert, so finally I get to use our other duvet cover that we have. Putting the king size duvet inside of the queen duvet cover actually worked really well. It's super fluffy now. Yeah, so we need to still change out these sheets, like the pillow sheets and then also the bed sheet, but yeah, this is a good start. I don't know if I've shown you guys this, but the layout of the room is kind of strange. So the queen bed just barely fits right here, and we can't move it to the left because of the brick that's on the wall. So I think this is from the fireplace. So we can't move the bed to the side because otherwise part of the bed would stick out and not touch the wall. The bed being here makes it really hard to walk into the closet from this side, but luckily there's another entrance going that way. We could maybe put it on this wall, but then I don't know how good that would be for the flow of the room. Oh, and then I wanted to show you guys the balcony because they just did a little something to it. So out here, there used to not be this like lattice structure, so they just added this lattice structure. And now Theo can be out here without us being worried that he might like fall off or run off the edge or something. But I am still kind of worried about hawks and owls. We'll definitely always be out here with Theo, so he'll never be out here by himself. But yeah, this is just nice. It feels safer now. Okay. So it's been a few days since I last recorded and set up this hammock. It's pretty wet right now because it just rained. I would sit on it and show you guys how comfy it is. I really wanted to have a hammock out here because in Vietnam, they have a ton of hammocks, especially at my parents' house and in the countryside. Or not my parents' house, my grandparents' house. We've been hanging out here and stuff. Unfortunately, it's raining, so I can't really show you guys how nice it is when it's sunny. I've had like friends over and we hang out on the balcony. We read out here, hang out with Theo. It's really nice. And also now the fig tree is producing figs. I can't move my neck because I slept on it weird last night. Sometimes when Theo gets too hot underneath the blankets, he'll like crawl up and then he'll take over my pillow and then he'll just like end up moving me slowly off of the pillow. So hard to tell him no because he's like so cute and he makes these little like groaning noises when he walks up and I don't know, but yeah, if I look stiff, it's because I can't move my neck. I'm thinking of adding like a big sectional with a coffee table out here, but sectionals and like outdoor furniture are really expensive. So I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace. Feels like we're in the trees because we're on the higher level and then there are all these trees around us. It kind of feels like a little tree house. Oh, Theo's coming out. Theo walked out, but he's like so chilly. Okay, let's go inside. So we also have a few changes to this area of the living room. Hey Theo, come up. So I sold this coffee table on Facebook Marketplace, the one that had like the driftwood and the glass on top. It just felt like too much furniture here, and I really liked the coffee table, but I thought someone else could appreciate it more. Now I'm wondering if I should sell this too. This is part of an ottoman for a chair set that I never received, but I only got the ottoman for some reason, so they just gave me the ottoman for free. But it is kind of nice when you're sitting here because you can like put your legs on the ottoman. And then also my parents came over maybe like a week or two ago. We moved the light that was here into the dining room, and I think it fits there a lot better because in the living room the light felt a little bit too small. But then with this one, I'm kind of worried that it might be too big because the ceilings aren't that tall. So yeah, it does hang sort of low. And I looked it up online and it said that the distance from the floor to the light fixture is okay. And look, I put a color changing bulb in there so it can be like all sorts of different colors. And it's nice when people are over because it kind of has a cool vibe to it at night. The fireplace is one of the areas that I'm struggling with the most. I just don't know what to do with it. Also, look at Theo just sitting there. This fireplace area is just so strange. This big old plywood frame around the fireplace. And there's also this big hole here. Maybe they mounted their TV on it and then they ran the cords through. I'm thinking I need a big piece of artwork on here, but big art is pretty expensive. I also have this mirror that's over here. I have this mirror that I think I could put horizontally or like landscape onto the fireplace. Even then, I don't even know if it's big enough. The actual fireplace itself is really dirty and I haven't tried cleaning it. I was thinking of maybe doing some type of fireplace screen and then putting candles inside of the fireplace with like a cool candle holder and stuff. In the meantime, I've just been using these picture frames that I have to cover up the fireplace. I'm not sure if I really like this furniture piece here, but we wanted to use it as a divider to separate these two different spaces just because otherwise it'd be a really large living room. And part of the reason why I'm not sure if I like it is because this looks pretty busy because you can see through the divider. One of the other things that slightly bothers me is that this is a different wood from the bookshelf and from the coffee table and from other wood pieces that we have around this place. And normally I like mixing wood, but something about this one just kind of like, I don't know, it stands out a little bit. I haven't shown this to you guys yet, but our landlord gave us some photos of the home when the original owners lived here. And so you can see that they had a divider here as well, but they used a little sofa and then a desk in the back. So this is also kind of an inspiration for us using the divider to divide the space. I think this layout is really cool. Like there's a small sofa here, I think another sofa there, coffee table, and then a desk behind it with bookshelves over here. But it's not really practical for what we need. I just thought that this was super interesting to look at, like someone else's lives in the same place that we're at now, you know? But then also there are these curtains here, and that's kind of moving on to the next thing that I wanted to talk about. This is a south-facing window, and right now it's summertime, so we're not getting direct light coming through this window, but in the winter, a ton of light is gonna flood this room, and I think we really need curtains because otherwise like our furniture is gonna get damaged, it's gonna be really hot in here. I don't wanna have to wear like too much sunscreen inside. We want to add curtains, and I asked the landlord and she said, oh yeah, that's fine, just send me the bill once you buy them. I think that we're probably gonna need custom curtains because of the size of the windows. So later today, Chris and I are gonna go to the curtain store. I think it'll be nice at night for like privacy reasons, just because when the lights are on in here, it's super easy to see inside because everything is glass. I actually have like a weird story about one of our neighbors. He was like talking about our flat screen TV that we have in our living room. And I was like, how do you know about that? But it's because from his backyard, he can see inside of our house. And yeah, that just kind of made me uncomfortable. So yeah, now I definitely want curtains. So we moved the light here and I think it works a lot better. Maybe this is too big too, but actually no, it's fine. This is fine. This light gives a lot more light than the previous light and it looks pretty cool. But then here is the shelf that I got from the flea market that I showed you guys like in a previous video, but I didn't really talk about it too much. I like it, but I also don't know if I like it. I think that the proportions of it in this space with like the table and just the dimensions of the room doesn't really work that well. I want to keep it, so I might put it in the downstairs bedroom. What do you guys think? It is really cool, but I just don't know about it in this space. But look at this. It pops open, which is really nice. So I've been storing my Patreon mail stuff in here. It also has these cool sliding doors. And right now we're using it to store some of Theo's stuff. I kind of get this feeling that something isn't right, but I want to know what you guys think. Or maybe how it could look better here. When my dad came over, when he helped me put up the lights, he also helped me put up some garden lights out here, some outdoor string lights. And I don't think you can see them right now. They're not on or anything. Before, when you're inside the kitchen, it's really scary because, here, let me show you guys. There's windows on all sides, and before we had the lights out here, it was completely pitch black. So when you're in the kitchen, you're just like looking out into the void and you don't know if someone's looking at you or something. So it just feels slightly uneasy. And it is all contained out here, so no one can really see in, but it just feels uneasy not being able to see anything. It is kind of funny to me though, because I made a TikTok about the kitchen that went kind of viral, and one of the top comments was beautiful during the day, but a horror movie at night. And I was like, wow, they are so correct, even though they've never seen it at night or been there at night, because it's honestly like kind of terrifying. These lights just make it so much nicer now. Chris and I are now gonna go to the curtain store, and then we're also probably gonna get lunch. But yeah, I am thinking of just doing like regular white curtains, but maybe do a 2-layered thing where like one is sheer and then one is thicker. That's what I'm thinking. It depends on how much it is. I need to check with my landlord to see like what her budget is. When we got to the shade store, I started looking at the curtains they had on display and their fabric samples. Then the sales associate came up to me, and she was really sweet, but also super salesy at the same time. I showed her a picture of the living room and what I was thinking of doing with it, and she immediately was like, oh no, you definitely don't want to do curtains, you need to do roller shades instead. And while she was saying this, and pretty much the whole time we interacted, she was like staring directly into my eyes, and it felt kind of intense. But yeah, I mean, after that, we started looking at the roller shade samples. Chris likes this one the most. I think I do too. I'm kind of in between this one and this one. This one has like a nice texture to it that I think it'll be pretty like during the daytime. But this one has UV protection. Hello. So we are back from the curtain store, and we have our samples. So originally I wanted to get curtains because I thought they would just look the nicest, but the sales associate was telling me that if we got curtains, then they would bunch up on the side of the window and block a large portion of the window, which makes a lot of sense. So she recommended instead to get roller shades, which are also cheaper, and they're automatic, so they can like open and close with remote, so it's like motorized. They're just slightly different. One is kind of like a more fabric-y material, and one is more synthetic. I'm not sure which one we're gonna go for yet. We have an appointment for next week for someone to come out and do a measurement and then give us a quote. I think it's gonna be really expensive. I haven't asked the landlord yet what her budget is, but yeah, I'm afraid it's gonna be kind of expensive because she was telling me how much just like regular drapes cost. She was saying that it's like $3,600, and I'm assuming that's not even including tax, which is like such a crazy amount of money for drapes. So yeah, the quote is free. I'm gonna ask for a quote and then see how much that is and then run it by the landlord. But yeah, that's also why we kind of just got like very basic fabrics too, is because if the landlord is paying for it, I'm assuming that she kind of wants something that the next tenant will also like. Also, I think that the off-white probably looks the best because we have large windows, so if it's like a crazy pattern or something, it'll just look super busy when it's closed. I have some pretty exciting news. So in 1 month, or maybe like 2 months, depending on when you're watching or when I upload this video, I'm gonna be in Japan with Chris and my friends Tyler, Jahal, Liam, and then Charlie. We're gonna be in Japan for 2 weeks, and I'm super excited about that. I've never been to Japan before, and the reason why we're going is because Jahal has a work gig that he's doing in Japan during that time, and then Tyler's gonna go with him, and then Tyler asked us, like, would we wanna go? Ideal. Also, our friend Ricky and Danny are gonna watch Theo for us while we're gone. Oh, are you okay? What was that noise? I feel like my next couple of months are gonna be kind of busy because also it's gonna be my birthday soon, and then it's gonna be Chris's birthday, and then we're gonna go to Japan, And then also Chris's family is gonna be visiting before we leave to Japan. In Japan, I'm gonna be vlogging because I had a really good time vlogging the Vietnam vlogs, and I still watch those back every once in a while just because I had such a great time, and it's fun to relive those memories and kind of be like transported back to those places. Just wanted to pop by really quick and give you guys some updates on the house and some updates with me, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.